Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Today I just wanted to take a quick look at tweaking kick drums. So firstly, let's just go and grab a kick drum from my free kicks that I gave away a little while ago. You can still find these on my Gumroad. Let's take this one. Now, I often find that when I'm synthesizing kicks, I get the sort of nicest clicks and bodies from the higher pitched kicks. So here we've got a kick in A sharp. Which is, it's fine. It sounds good. But what I would like to do is just get the tail to be sort of lower pitch, so we can ideally keep the kind of click and body of this higher kick, but then just make the tail a bit lower in pitch. So let's grab a sampler and chuck our kick drum in it. Let's just create a little MIDI region. Okay, so now we should have exactly the same kick playing. Just go over to sampler instead of simpler. Get rid of the snap. And also turn off the filter. And I'm just going to set the volume to 0. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got our kick drum. And yeah, I want to keep the click and the sort of nice punchiness the same, but just make the tail lower in pitch. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go over to the pitch and oscillator tab. And you see here where it says pitch envelope? We can use the pitch envelope for this. So I want to go down about 4 semitones. So you can either go -4 or +4 on here, it doesn't matter, it's just going to change how you set this up, but I'm just going to go +4, because for whatever reason I find it makes more sense to me, sort of visually. Okay, and then I'm going to set my peak to 0. I'm going to set my decay to about 100 milliseconds or so, and then I'm going to set my sustain to -100%. Okay, so now we should get a curve downwards in pitch on our kick drum. So to make this a bit easier to visualize, let's get span. So as you can see, we've managed to keep much of the spectrum almost exactly the same, whilst just sort of letting the kick go down sort of a little bit lower in pitch. We can then tweak the way this sounds and the way it curves down using the slopes. So if we go onto the decay slope, and we can also tweak the decay. So yeah, you can tweak that to your liking and just keep moving it around until you get sort of just the type of sweep you're looking for. And also, this can be quite useful as well for aligning the tail of the kick with your first bass note as well. So, as well as changing the tail, this also gives us quite a nice bit of control over the beginning of the kick as well. So let's say we decide to pitch the kick down. And we get a really, really low kick, but because we pitched it down and, we've decided that's where we want the punch of our kick to be, we've ended up with not as a higher pitch transient anymore. But we can fix that if we set this initial up and just use a little bit of attack. And we can get pretty clinical control over how high up in pitch the transient is going to go and how long it's going to go up for, and the shape of the curve as it comes down. Let's maybe make this a little bit longer, just so we can sort of hear it tailing off. So we've started with a kick like this. We've ended up with very different pitch of kick, but very similar kind of aesthetic to the kick, because it is the same kick and we've just tweaked it a little bit. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you next time.